Hello, welcome back to the Courtyard podcast. I am your host, Logan, also known as the Court Jester. And this is the podcast where we go and dive down into rabbit holes, and try to prove that it is in fact possible to have fun by yourself. As you can see, these are some of our last searches for the last episode based on chud, the word chud. Headbutt some of these, we don't need to get into them. But today is a new episode, so we're going to have a new one word, one phrase, one word. It's a word that is a phrase, but it is the word Fomo, which I think is an acronym. And the reason I'm choosing this one today is because, I'm not going to lie, I've been struggling with some Fomo lately. I have been. It's a reoccurring thing that I kind of struggle with throughout my life, and I kind of have to rewire my brain to fight against it and the current thing that I am feeling like I'm missing out on at that current moment. For a long time, it's going to be funny, a long time it was Pokemon Go. Like, I was really fucking addicted to Pokemon Go, and I had the biggest fear of that I had to, like, play every single event right when they came out, and I had to spend some money on it. I was, like, getting to the point where I could have been a Pokemon Go whale. I'm not going to lie. And, I realized that it was making me kind of miserable. And it, with FOMO, I want to research it because, not necessarily because I think it's going to be a super funny one. I think I'll be able to make it more entertaining. But because I think maybe it'll shine some light on something that could make my experience on life a little less miserable, and maybe we can, find some meaning through that itself. So let's start with our default search. Remember, we do have the little challenge or goal of how long can we go through the video or the podcast before we see something explicit. So that is the fun thing. I don't remember how long it was in the last episode. I think it was like maybe 15, somewhere around that marker. We'll see. I got OBS open. We're around 2:30 right now, so we haven't hit a search yet. So let's start it. FOMO. Anxiety. I think it's fear of missing out. I mean, it doesn't define it. I guess it's just a full word, which is crazy, because it was initially... Oh, that's right here. But... Excuse me. Anxiety that an exciting or interesting event may currently be happening elsewhere, often aroused by posts seen on social media. Okay, so it cites it as being tied to social media. Okay. Interesting. What does FOMO mean slang? Fear of missing out. It refers to anxiety or feeling of unease that a person experiences when they believe others are having fun or experiencing something exciting without them. This feeling can be particularly prevalent in the age of social media, where people often see glimpses of others' social lives and activities. So, the first question I have off of that was, how prevalent was FOMO before social media? Well, the term FOMO is... Okay, I don't want that. I don't want AI. Fear of missing out. Let's get it. Yeah. Okay. Fear of missing out. A brief overview of the origin, theoretical underpinnings, and relationship with mental health. My yank. I'm pulling my yank Gupta. My yank. Hold on. My yank. Interesting. That's a crazy first name. My yank. My yank Gupta. I'm sorry. What do you... Oh. Hello, sir. He's a beautiful man. He's just got like a tough sounding first name. My yank. What are you yanking, sir? My yanking my Gupta. Aditya Sharma. Okay. That's who published this article. Their abstract is, fear of missing out is a unique term introduced in 2004. Okay. To describe a phenomenon observed on social networking sites. FOMO includes two processes. Firstly, perception of missing out, followed up with a compulsive behavior to maintain these social connections. We are interested in understanding the complex construct of FOMO and its relation to the need to belong and form stable interpersonal relationships. It is associated with a range of negative life experiences and feelings due to being considered a problematic attachment to social media. Okay, so they're only attaching it to, like, people problems. We have... And the thing I outlined as having an issue with was Pokemon Go, which was purely something entirely different. So maybe I didn't have FOMO. Maybe I was just a little autistic. Okay. Because I wasn't playing Pokemon Go with anyone. I was playing Pokemon Go by myself, and it was completely a race against my own brain and the clock, I guess. It is associated with a range of negative life experiences and feelings due to it being considered okay, I've already read that. We have provided a general review of the literature and have summarized the findings in relation to mental health, social functioning, sleep, academic performance, productivity, neurodevelopment disorders, and physical well-being. We have also discussed the treatment options available for FOMO based on cognitive behavior therapy. Okay. Okay, can I go to the FOMO's relationship on sleep? Insomnia. Okay. There's no link between FOMO and neurodevelopmental disorders. Really? I feel like kids with autism or OCD I feel like they would be more likely to develop FOMO. I feel like, especially OCD, you'd be more likely. Or at least FOMO of a different kind. Treatment options of FOMO. CBT. Okay. Sure. What do we got for pictures? Okay. Yeah, just a lot of people looking at their phones and feeling like they're missing out. I mean, I guess that checks out. Okay. Oh, I don't want AI mode. Is FOMO a good thing or a bad thing? Generally considered a bad thing. How can FOMO be overcome? Practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is a very good thing to have. Is that really what I just got to be mindful of when I'm experiencing FOMO? Maybe I've got to create an anchoring phrase. Okay. Maybe that's my solution, is I create an anchoring phrase for FOMO. If you don't know what the concept of an anchoring phrase is, here. It's getting a little more therapeutic than I maybe intended to. An anchoring phrase is a... Let's go. Well, it's not what I wanted. There you go. Let's see. Yeah. Have you ever felt like you're spiraling into stress, anxiety, or overwhelmed, and just need something to bring you back down to earth? There are anchor words or phrases come in. That's where anchor words or phrases come in. These simple positive words or short phrases can serve as powerful mental anchors that help you stay grounded, focused, and calm, especially during stressful moments. An anchor word or phrase is something you can use in the midst of chaos to help bring your mind back to a safe place of peace. Whether it's a single word like breathe or a calming phrase like I am safe, these anchors can act as a quick mental reset, helping you navigate through tough situations. So the way I use anchor phrases in my life is by practicing mindfulness. I can kind of notice when a certain emotion, if you don't know what mindfulness is, it's literally just the practice of being in mind, like encompassing awareness of your thoughts. So it's literally just being inside of your mind. The picture of it is just going to be inside your head. Yep, like it's just going to be a picture of people meditating because they're inside of their mind. The Buddha. That's mindfulness. It's literally just, let me check up what's going on inside of the fucking noggin here. That's mindfulness. And it's not like a faux science. It's legitimately like shit that is important, because if you can self-report what's going on up there, then you can figure out a lot of the ways to fix the shit that's running wrong. Like, if you notice, like, shit, I don't like how I'm doing shit right now, and you don't know how to fix it, then just noticing, I don't like what's going on right now and noticing the pattern that is causing that and the following it back to what caused that pattern can really help you to fix it. So what I've noticed and what I use the anchoring phrases for, going back because I kind of went into a tangent, is I use those anchoring phrases every time I notice an emotion that kind of bothers me, like anger, frustration, kind of the similar ones, anxiety, kind of dread. Dread is a big one. Even stuff as nebulous as like the feeling of wanting to binge eat. That's not nebulous, but like out there is like the feeling of wanting to binge eat, or apathy is a big one. Comparing myself to other people, seeing things in only black and white. I have anchoring phrases for a lot of different things. So, and they're all like really high-tuned and specific to me because that's the only way I tend to use them. Like if there was something like that article told me where they were just like, oh, just breathe, bro, just breathe. Those would fucking never work for me. So my anchoring phrase for when I feel like depressed and lethargic and like suicidal is, funnily enough, the Court Jester's Gambit, which is kind of where the idea for this, kind of the name of this channel comes up. That's a good explanation. That's it. Hey, look at that. We've come a little bit in a circle here. The Court Jester's Gambit is my anchoring phrase that I have for depression and feeling just generally blue and gloom about myself. Because if you think about a court jester, their whole shtick is that they entertain, So what would a court, if a court jester is losing favor in the king's court, he's got one last trick up his sleeve, which is his gambit. He's got one last trick that he's throwing out there to make everybody happy. That being his gambit. So like if you're depressed, the one thing you can fucking do is try to make people laugh. Try to make someone smile. You don't got to take everything so seriously. Just live it like the Court Jester's Gambit. Don't make everything so grim. Live like a court jester on its gambit. That's what one of my anchoring phrases for something in that vein is. And that one was very powerful to me. And it has continued to be very powerful to me, obviously. So, what I'm saying here is, maybe for my fears of missing out that have been kind of ruling me lately, that I've been struggling with so bad, what if I create an anchoring phrase for that? That's what it's suggesting. It's suggesting CBT. It's mindfulness. It's suggesting distraction. I think that would be my best option. It's not like you can just go in and fix it. That's the problem, though. How can you create something, an anchoring phrase, to prevent fear of missing out? And I think because this is kind of just honestly, I use the word, hold on, I was going to use the word nebulous again. I use this word too often without really knowing what it means. Unclear, vague, or ill-defined. Okay. Because I kind of picked a clear-cut word for this episode, I think maybe we can spend some of the rest of it trying to figure out what a good anchoring phrase is to prevent the onslaught, to use in case of the onslaught of FOMO, perhaps. Not only for me, but perhaps for you, so you can, if you've never used something like that before, maybe you can try it out. Yeah, why not? So how do we do that? How are we going to start with this? I think, to start, the images is a good spot. You're going to be on social media quite a bit. The thing is, like, that's gonna be hard for me because I'm just gonna have to think. Yeah, this is gonna be so tough because I'm just gonna think in my head. I feel like I'm gonna have to be quiet for a lot of it. Straight word of mouth. I like this one. This one's cute. I like to connect a lot of my anchoring phrases to things that I enjoy quite a lot in life. Pieces of media that are quite compelling to me. Or, you know, kind of phrases that rhyme. So things that... Okay. Phrases that come off the tongue well, so something that would rhyme would be a good starting place. Something that rhymes with FOMO. Don't be a homo, ignore that FOMO. Okay, that one probably doesn't work. Only homos go for FOMO. Only homos fuck with FOMO? Okay. Hold on. Only homos fuck with FOMO? I mean, we pulled up Pornhub by accident. So that it is 16 minutes 40 seconds and we have explicit content. Closing this tab right now. Don't look up only homos fuck with FOMO because it will pull up Pornhub. Fuck. Okay. Cool. So that was explicit. Good thing I didn't click on images. I do like that one. Only homos fuck with FOMO. But like that doesn't mean anything. Like it just rhymes. Like what does that mean? Like it's vaguely like kind of homophobic too. It's like there's nothing wrong with being a homo, you know? It's like I don't know why like I'm being oh god, this is going to expose me. The room where it happened. This is coming to mind. This is coming to mind so often. Because did Aaron Burr have FOMO? In the popular... Sorry, I might need AI on this one. In the popular musical Hamilton, Aaron Burr is portrayed as someone who experiences fear of missing out. Okay. Yeah, he did. That's what... my literature analysis skills, it's not even literature, it's historical analysis. Because Aaron Burr was a real, I guess, well, in the musical, that maybe he didn't actually want to be in the room where it happened that bad. According to some interpretations of the musical, Burr's line in the room where it happens highlights his political FOMO and his fear of being excluded from crucial decision-making processes that shape the nation. However, the historical Aaron Burr genuinely experienced FOMO in the modern sense of the term is debatable and open to interpretation. While the musical portrays this specific psychological aspect of the character, it's essential to remember that it is a work of historical fiction and may not perfectly reflect the nuanced complexities of a historical figures. Okay. But I mean that is like the only thing I'm thinking of when I'm thinking of an anchoring phrase, personally, for FOMO. And I don't know why, because I haven't listened to Hamilton in so long, and I did have a musical phase, but it was only like 4 fucking musicals, and it was like sophomore year of high school, and I'm sorry, this is self-report. So maybe homos don't fuck with FOMO would work. Maybe. Okay, or maybe we gotta do something that deals with death. because the only thing that separates, because here's the thing, no matter what happens in the end, we're all gonna die, right? The universal denominator. Oh man, denominator is death. Okay, right? Or the ultimate, yeah. Okay, death is this is Reddit. The ultimate common denominator of the universe. No, okay. But the common denominator. Okay, we all die, okay? You know, I can't find someone that has been quoted as saying that. We all die, okay? No matter what. So regardless of whether you're in the room where it happens, or whether you go to the party that you got invited to, or whether you watch the whole fucking live stream of the streamer games like I fucking did today and wasted my whole day when I was supposed to be doing shit. Like a goober, like a goofball, like a fucking idiot. Sorry, guys. Okay, whether you do that, whether you feel like you need to do that, the one common denominator between me, between you, between the fucking alien that's watching us, in his UFO, between the alien that's watching us on his monitor, okay, with the FBI badge, because that guy's also an alien. Fuck that guy. Between all of us, the one common denominator is that we're all gonna die. Okay, so whether or not any of us are missing or going to any of these events, maybe it doesn't matter at all. And so maybe I do have an anchoring phrase for that already, but maybe I do need something different, okay? Death is the denominator? Oh, dude, is that it? Hold on. Dude, I kind of fuck with this. Okay. Death is the denominator. Okay, that kind of goes hard. Does it not? Does it not? You're going to tell me that death is the denominator does not go hard as our anchoring phrase for FOMO. No, I don't like the word common because you lose the alliteration of D and D. Death is the denominator. That's got like some fucking punch to it. Death is the denominator. Denom. That's got like the way denom. Like I forgot the way the words, but the way you kind of like swing into the da. That's nice. It's got some punch. I like that. Okay, man, that might be it. Death is the denominator. That might be it, man. That might be it. So what else we got? Fear of missing out. Death is the denominator. Okay. JOMO is the joy of missing out? What is this? The joy of missing out. What? Good. Let the FOMO flow through me. Is FOMO a thing only related to relationships? No, FOMO is not exclusively related to relationships. It's a broad psychological phenomenon that can massive manifest in various aspects. Okay. Academic life, material possessions. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, FOMO definitely works in everything. Because there's FOMO... Okay. Yeah. Worst examples of FOMO and it fucking of FOMO. What's the crazy? Okay, here we go. What's the craziest thing? Yeah, what's the craziest thing you have seen someone or yourself do because of FOMO? This is gonna be fun. Oh, where's it at? Do they even have the World's Fair anymore? It used to be a big deal because they featured electronic and other innovations that wouldn't become available to the general public. If ever, for many years to come, I went to 2 of them. The New York World's Fair in 64 and the one in Montreal in 68 or 67. Montreal is where I did the most boring, if not crazy, thing to avoid missing out. My boyfriend and I stood in line for 5 hours behind a Canadian middle-aged couple who delighted in telling us all the things they disliked about Americans. Like, why did they have to fly their ugly flag on every square inch of property? Why are you so patriotic? You act like you're the only people on the planet who have their own country. We endured for 5 hours of this just to see a purportedly amazing advance in cinematography that would change the way we view movies forever. We finally got inside, soaked in hours of light drizzle. We were herded into a projection room where we were... They were showing something like the tropical rainforest with colorful birds and strange-looking mammals and snakes. Something different was going on in each segment of the screen, and we were so close to it that we couldn't make any kind of sense of it. We were supposed to feel like we were immersed in the forest, like so many futuristic predictions. The 20-foot screens were something we all missed out on because, to my knowledge, no one's ever watched a full-length movie on them. He didn't get cured of his FOMO syndrome after that, though. Damn. Huh. Wow. I watch a young kid that was terrified of missing out on things, but also wanted people to like him so much, do many crazy things. Okay, maybe can I not read, or is he not? Okay. FOMO, he has used and hurt a lot of people and has ruined his chance of good employment. He punched the owner of temp agency out. No, it's a piece of shit, and people either want to run away from him or kill him. Fear of missing out, FOMO. Huh. Why FOMO is the worst financial trait to have. Fear of missing out. 11 fear of missing out examples from the real world. What? What are they 11, man? I need to know. Let me know. Oh, they're not. Okay, my bad. They're not marking them one by one. Marketing leads to FOMO. Okay, social pressures. Okay, times of uncertainty. By spend money. Lots of money. Excess stress and mental health decline. Jealousy thrives. Too much screen time. Holy, too much screen time is all too real, I tell you that. Long-term negative effects for risky behavior. Yep. Oh, no, these weren't the 11. Sorry, my bad. Going to parties you don't want to attend to. Okay, well, I mean, kind of, but I don't go to that many parties. Feeling pressure to buy a new car. I don't buy cars. Binge watching a new show because everyone is talking about it. I don't binge watch shows. Not getting jobs like your friends. Yeah, okay. Your friends go to a new club without you, so you go the next day. No. Feeling depressed because you can't get tickets to the game on Sunday. No. Feeling jealous when people talk about their holiday you didn't go to. Yeah. Interesting. I mean, it's just like, Interesting. I think the FOMO I experience a lot is FOMO with microtransactions. like live service games FOMO, live service or live streaming FOMO. That's what I do. I had a love-hate with Destiny over the years, and the latest is fit, but I constantly feel FOMO. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like I get my brain is so compelled to want to complete everything. And when there's a live service game that is constantly pushing out stuff, at some point you have to give up and, let death be the denominator. You have to realize that death is the denominator. And at some point, you're not going to have enough time to play. You're never going to have enough time to play all of that live service game. Because they're always going to push out new stuff. They're always going to keep using FOMO to get more money for their game. It's a never-ending loop for that. And right now, I know my ass has so many games on Steam. I still have some games on my PlayStation, on my PS4, that I have backlog that I've never played, And single-player games. These are games that have a finite ending, a finite route to completion. I could go trophy hunt them. I could go, achievement hunt them. And at some point, I have to let death be the denominator and give up on these multiplayer live service bullshit experiences and play games for the experience of playing a game. If at the end of the day, I fell in love with games because I felt like they were a piece of art, a medium of art. I fell in love with Donkey Kong Country. I fell in love with fucking Mario Galaxy. I fell in love with Pokemon. I fell in love with games that I felt like compelled me as a piece of art before I fell in love with games that tickled an itch in my brain that was like neurotic, right? That's what I fell in love with gaming for, so I've got to let death be the denominator and ditch some of these games that are making me miserable and making me feel FOMO. And for the most part, I've certainly done that. But sometimes I itch back into that. I creepy crawl my little fingers back into that, and sometimes I creepy crawl my way back into that with other aspects of my life too. And I need to remember. I just need to remember. That's something I can't be doing. That's something I can't be doing. Because I think life is too short. Life is too short to forget that this word, this big idea right here, is coming for all of us. This little guy, oh, hold on. This big old dude, this dude. This dude. This big dude, Death, he is coming for our asses, okay? And if we spend it worrying, stressing over shit that we miss out on, forcing ourselves to go to shit and do shit that we really don't want to do because it's like it doesn't serve a purpose and it's not getting us to the point or pushing us further in the point away from this guy, then what are we doing? What are we doing? Right? What are we doing? Our time here is so fucking limited. And this episode has become less funny and more preachy, honestly. But look at these guys. What are we doing, right? That this is the common denominator for all of us. Okay? This is fire. This is fire. I'm going to use this in the thumbnail. I'm copying this to my desktop. Okay. We got it. Cool. But, that's it. This is our common denominator. And I think if you ever feel FOMO, if you ever feel that fear of missing out, well, just remember that eventually there's something that you won't ever miss out on, right? There's something that eventually all of us will have to experience. There's a common uniting thing that none of us will miss out on, that we all walk this path of life along. And it's this guy. It's this dude, okay? That is our common denominator. Correct? Agreed? That's your anchor. That's my anchor. That's our anchor. That's it. And honestly, that's something I've kept saying this to myself and to some friends, but that's the first tattoo I want to get, by the way. Is I want to get similar to this, but like you see these, I want to get these on my palms. It's like, my anchoring anchors, because I forget some of my anchoring phrases. So like, I just want to be able to angle my palms down to the floor and be like, look at my palms and be like, I'm anchored. Is that cringe? Like this one, like this is what I want, except I don't want it. It could be a heart, that'd be cute, but I don't know if I'm that erotic. Oh, I'm gonna pull up porn again. Hold on. Of devoted or tending to arouse sexual love or desire. Strongly marked or affected by sexual desire. Okay. I mean, I don't know if I'm that erotic. Yeah. To have the heart-shaped anchor. Low-key, I'm more like kind of very kind of sex repulsed, honestly. But, point is, what did we learn today? Right. Our idea was FOMO. Okay. We looked up FOMO. Checked out FOMO. And we briefly went over what it was. And we learned that, sometimes we struggle with it. We learned that I struggle with it. I kind of went into my personal struggle with it recently, why I decided it to be our next episode topic. And then we decided that I think, cognitive behavioral therapy and maybe picking out an anchoring phrase would be our best choice. And then we went through and we created an anchoring phrase, which was death is the denominator. And then we actually looked at FOMO in a couple of different aspects, like in the form of microtransactions, some other personal stories, and then just reminded ourselves that he is coming for us. Oh, he is coming for you. And it'll look like this, and a dark marble floor like that, and your hands will go like that, limp, and the life will leave your eyes, and the candle will be snuffed out on your life, and you'll enter the silent halls of death. Yep, and that'll be it. But until then, this has been the Courtyard Podcast. Try to ignore a little bit of the things you think you're missing. Because truly they really don't fucking matter. And I'm saying that less to you and more to myself, because I'm not lying when I say it. Really, they do bother me too. And I'm absolutely not able to get past them a lot of times. And I do have to actually fight. It's a personal battle every single time I realize I'm having a FOMO difficulty, a FOMO fight. Every time I realize I'm having a FOMO fight, it is a difficult battle. Every time I realize I'm having a FOMO fight, But keep fighting those FOMO fights. Keep fist fucking the FOMO, and get out there and Stay on Firewatch FOMO detail. I don't know. That was not funny. I'm sorry. Yeah, just FOMO information about this podcast. You can. I don't have title cards. Sorry. All right, this has been Logan, aka the Court Chester, signing off.